This is Fabled Charisma, and today we are reading Reddit stories based around the realm of Dungeons and Dragons. First, I will go ahead and go first, and then we got our lovely Preston going after me. So mine is, am I the asshole for forcing my character to fail? So for context, I'm playing a D&D campaign based in the world of RWBY, the anime web series that has just been going downhill for years. I'm not personally familiar out of script, but maybe somebody else out there is.
RWBY.
Yeah, RWBY. It's been fun, but tonight was a bit of a weird session. When we originally made our characters, our DM allowed us to choose what we wanted our characters to go out with. An odd request, but fair enough. I end up choosing a character that doesn't really get a lot of screen time until later in the series, and we aren't exactly at the later part. So, the series originally took place at a school, and the dance was coming up. We literally interacted with the character I chose exactly one time, and at that time, it was inappropriate to try and attract him. We were in the middle of what was basically a war at the time. So anyways, dance session was on tonight, and the DM asked me to roll to ask him out, but I realized as I was typing into a roll 20 to do the roll that this didn't really feel organic. To just kind of hand wave the whole thing off screen that the other players have gotten the chance to do organically just didn't feel right. So I requested to automatically fail the roll. The rest of the players badgered me to just roll, quote unquote, because we can't continue until your character rolls this Riz check. So I rolled, failed anyways, but again, it just felt weird. Now my character got rejected off screen instead. In parentheses, I'm down to admit I definitely put a lot of emphasis on trying to make the story make sense or feel organic, even to my own detriment, but personally, if the story beats don't feel natural, it just feels weird for me. It's nothing that makes me want to leave a game, it's just something to do with either my autism, OCD, ADHD, or a combination of any, if not all, of the three. So then the DM requested I roll to try and ask him to do the dance floor. I ask again if I can auto fail, but everybody is insisting I make the roll. I end up getting a natural 20. This didn't feel right. She didn't earn this win. Everything happening off screen only to be then undone off screen felt even worse and weirder than just getting double rejected. So I used a lucky point. 18, 23 total. Roll again. 16, 21 total. Roll again. 14, 19 total. I end up succeeding the roll, and the DM sent my token into the dance floor. At this point, other players start asking me why I'm so adamant on not succeeding, saying I'm being a bitch about it when I didn't accept the nat 20. I explained how I felt to them, and they were telling me it didn't matter and that I'm making something out of nothing. That is a fair and valid point, but it's just something I can't ignore since it's my character. Then the DM had me roll a performance check, and I end up rolling a nat 1. End up taking that moment to say that she quickly leaves, leaving the NPC alone on the dance floor and getting away with it from the dance. Now I happen to get lucky as a certain story beat happened just as my character happened to leave the room, which was giving me something to actually do now. That being said, given the situation, am I the asshole?
What?
So, essentially, she wanted to be able to automatically fail her ability checks. And she
Because
didn't
it didn't feel
want.
right for the story.
Yeah, it didn't feel right for her character. She didn't want to, but she was being sold you have to do this without requesting to do the ability check. The DM was saying, make this ability check right now without asking if that's what she wanted to do. And she would pass, and it didn't feel right for her character, and she wanted to automatically fail. And by asking to fail, they said, no, stop being a bitch, roll your rolls. And she rolled, succeeded, went on the dance floor when she felt like she shouldn't. And then she got a nat 1 and took that opportunity to leave the scene, per se.
I feel like they should have, the first time this happened, because it sounds like it was like two separate incidences, they should have figured this out the first time so that this situation didn't happen a second time. Because obviously, they didn't care about the background. She really cared about the background. She felt like she was cheesing it, but nobody else cared. And I feel like before they went into that second session, they could have been like, okay, obviously there's a disagreement here. Like, where can we come in the middle? So they just created the problem the second time. Obviously, they didn't agree on it, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I also don't understand why the DM is prompting the character to do activities that the player isn't asking to
Role
do.
playing them to do,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like
Feels very
me.
anti-D&D.
It's like you guys went to a cliff, and I was like, Annika, roll,
Roll the jump.
acrobatics to jump to the other side, and you're like, well, I didn't ask to do that. I'm like, do it anyway. Like that's
Yeah.
Like, I want you to.
like it's not how that works. I would
That
say
defeats
not the
the
asshole, but
independence that the players have in the
That's
game.
yeah,
that's
you're
the whole
taking away
gig.
player agency.
Like, the DM creates the entire story, yeah, but the players are the ones that choose what their characters do. It's the little bit of independence that we have in the world that was created for us, right?
Exactly.
Like,
Yep.
Well, it's a
And I have
collaborative
a
story, and you're taking away that
exactly.
collaborative story aspect by just saying,
Yeah.
you're gonna do what I want you to do, go do the thing, roll for it.
I
Like
think what happened too is like I looked up that anime too. What was it again? It was like F something something.
RWBY.
It's pronounced Ruby. I looked it up.
Oh, okay.
Totally random. But I guess they're probably yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is. But it sounds like because they're trying to play in the world of Ruby, they're probably trying to follow a specific plot line from that show, which is like a huge mistake for an open world campaign. You know,
Yeah.
that's probably what happened in the show, and they were like, no, 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 that's how it plays out. I feel like that's probably half the mistake. Is there? I would assume that they're trying to maybe mirror something that happened already.
Well,
You
it's
know?
totally fine. If you want to, rip off Naruto and live in the world of Naruto, that's fine. But don't try to. You're playing the wrong game if you're just trying to do a rerun per se
Yep.
of the Naruto story, but with your characters.
If you want to
Right.
reenact
You guys should go LARP.
Naruto, go reenact Naruto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go
go
fucking
reenact
what's it called?
Naruto. That's not
Go
D&D.
LARP then.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah.
yeah. That's my only thing. I just
There's
don't
a
get
lot
why.
of creative freedom in D&D, and that's kind of the whole thing about it is that yeah, you can take inspiration,
Right.
from other things that have already been written and made, but it's
Well,
all
Yeah,
about like what you and your friends create of it, like your
yeah,
own story that you make from it.
exactly.
a DM railroaded pretty hard, which is a pretty big red flag for
That's
DMs.
bad.
Also, I have a general rule at my table. If you want to fail a check, just let me know. Like, no, they wouldn't. Because it's
It's
your
not even
character.
yeah, it's
I
not even failing a check. It's just like I don't want to do that.
It's just them
Okay.
actively
Yeah,
choosing not to do that.
if you're playing it right, the player should never have to ask to fail a check. Unless it's
Right. Yeah.
unless like you're trying to set up a storyline where you talk to the DM and you're like, listen, my character like wants to do this, but for sake of story and going in a direction, can we just have him fail? Like that's different. But usually like there shouldn't be a question saying, can I fail this check? Because usually it should be the player prompting to want to have to make a check, unless it's something of an outside force happening to that character. Then that's when the DM says, do this check,
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
But wow, that was
Not the
pretty
asshole.
straightforward. Yeah, not the asshole.
Right.
Not the
Not the
asshole.
asshole.
I'm gonna interject very quickly. My coworker Lily is back, and I just want to shout her out. Thank you, Lily,
Welcome,
for
Lily.
coming back.
No.
Hi.
Hi. Thanks for coming by. Someday
for
I hope I get to
stopping
meet
by,
you,
Lily.
this famous Lily I keep hearing about, but
She's fantastic. I love her.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. Well, Preston, you have one for us?
I do. Am I the asshole for dumping the group?
Oof.
So this was only posted 11
Your
days
drink
ago.
is distracting me.
My story starts a few weeks ago when a player from one of my previous campaigns asked me if I would DM a game for him and a group of his friends. I agreed in this moment. It was a small group of 3 and they wanted to play more. I did put a limit of 6 for the table. Holy shit, that's a lot of people.
That's a lot of
Six
people.
is a lot.
So they decided to search for more players. I insisted that they lead all new applicants straight to me to see if they were going to be a good fitting for the additional group and the world that has been made. Without even a single word to me, even more so, they helped them create edgy Mary Sue characters that I obviously did not approve. I voiced my displeasure and didn't approve any of their characters, especially these 3. An open, misogynist, racist demon in disguise of a spy, a very
Whoa.
high-ranking living pedophilic
Whoa!
paladin who was meant to cosplay Arthas, and a half-elf femboy.
Okay.
Asterion.
When I said that I will not play with any of those characters and they called me a disabler, and that I limit and strangle their creativity and not letting them to develop their own characters. Tried to reason with them one last time. Start with fresh characters on this session 0. However, a few hours prior to this session, I heard from them that they will play their characters whether I like it or not, and there's nothing I can do about it. After this, I blocked all of them
Yeah.
Okay.
without a word
There's
and
a lot you
banned
can do
them,
about it.
and
Play.
banned them from my server.
Yeah.
And told them they were not ever going to be a part of any table I run again. Because of this communication, I will let other people that I am associated with know about their characters. I am not dealing with this. So am I the bad guy for dealing with them this radically, or should I have been a little bit more tolerant?
Oh
Nah,
my!
they asked for it, dog.
Why do
Yeah.
people?
They
Why
said,
do-
you're not going to do nothing about it. And he said, I can.
I literally have all the power.
This is my game.
I actually hold all the power here.
Why do people use D&D to be horrible? I feel like we've done
It's so
so many
weird.
Reddit stories where it's like the one we did with the girl that like all the guys at the table just wanted to date her.
Yeah.
It's just like their real people are showing. Like you want to play a
Real
racist
people are
pedophile
Yeah, it's
paladin?
like you just want to
Yeah.
you want to
Why?
play something. You want to be what you feel inside without the consequences.
Yeah, you want to act out a
Like,
scenario that you're thinking about.
yeah.
Why play a little nature woods gremlin girl?
See,
know,
Natanya just
like-
wants to go live in the woods and be a little gremlin, and that's
That's
totally
it.
okay. She's living that through D&D.
If
Exactly.
Natanya wanted to be a little racist woodland lady, then maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, maybe we don't have that in the campaign.
Maybe we could escape that somewhere.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
in the
Somewhere
made up
else.
world that we made.
yeah. Like, yeah, that's just that's a lot.
ridiculous.
That's a lot.
insane.
Yeah,
That's-
I would have
I
cut
love
them out,
that
too.
I love that they said there's nothing you can do about it. And he
But what
said,
do you mean?
Watch
Like this is
me.
Watch me, ban.
Watch me do something about it. Like right
Ban,
now. Right
block,
here.
I'm gonna let everyone else in this area know
I'm
that
actually
I'm
gonna
connected
tell-
with not to play with you guys.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty
because nobody
ridiculous.
wants to fucking play with people like that. That's so irritating.
No, it's a fantasy game. It's supposed to be fun and not
Don't
realistic.
be a cringe lord.
Like,
and yes,
yeah.
like, players should have like creative freedom on like who they play.
To a degree. To a degree.
With
Not like that.
the great assault.
Not that kind of freedom.
Telephetic Saint Paladin? Like, what?
What?
No.
When you said
no.
pedophile, I lost it. I was
Yeah,
like, no.
I was like, all right.
I'm done.
Throw
It's
it
not
away.
like racist wasn't bad enough. It's just that it got worse.
It's just, the same boat. Same boat.
One of the comments is this: they sound like a bunch of cunts. Good for recognizing this immediately and not writing this as just a complaint and voicing your concerns. You are not the asshole, sir.
Yep. Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed.
It said you
Correct.
took a really reasonable approach on this one, actually.
Yeah,
He said,
good
like,
job.
no, rewrite new ones. Not even saying you're done. He gave him another chance. Just like,
yeah.
we're not doing this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Set
There's
the
this-
fucking boundaries. Say no. Like,
There's a limit on the players. There's a limit on the DM. Like,
Yeah.
there's like what we can do, and then there's what you're abusing by what you have the agency to do.
mhm.
And there's a limit. That's way past the limit.
That's past
That's-
it.
that's out of the
Ugh.
limit.
That's out of the limit.
I'm so glad we're good people.
I'm glad we have a
High five to
balanced
us.
table of players who just get along, because that's so hard to find in D&D apparently.
It is pretty hard.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently. Okay. Well, this is Fabled Charisma, and that was some Reddit stories. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.